Recent Star Wars news, or at least recent to me.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
First, I want to start with, I didn't mention last Star Wars news video when I was talking about Kevin Feige once more saying, hey, I'm not going to take over Lucasfilm, happy with Marvel, and then I was talking about how Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau could take over Lucasfilm, and that would be absolutely amazing. Well, I forgot to mention how the internet flipped out about Dave Filoni apparently having a promotion. So people finally noticed that Dave Filoni was listed as an executive creative producer for Lucasfilm, and people flipped out thinking, this is it. Oh my gosh, he's getting closer to taking over Lucasfilm. But he had that promotion last year, so it's nothing too recent. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but don't worry. Dave Filoni, the sweetheart of Star Wars, will have his day, and he will rise to power. I just love Dave Filoni so much. Here is a new Fennec poster for The Bad Batch. It isn't anything too different than what we saw in the previous episode, but hey, maybe you wanted a Fennec poster, so now you can get an official HD one. This bit of news is just honestly the best. Oh my god. So JJ did an interview talking about doing The Force Awakens, and he was basically like, yeah, you should probably have a plan. So here's his quote. You just never really know. But having a plan, I have learned in some cases the hard way is the most critical thing, because otherwise you don't know what you're setting up. You don't know how to emphasize, because if you don't know the inevitable of the story, you're just as good as your last sequence, or effect, or joke, or whatever. But you want to be leading to something. Yeah. No fucking shit, JJ. My god. He also admitted sometimes things don't work out because he just didn't have a plan. Jesus Christ, JJ. Though, and I think at this point, everyone can agree whether you just absolutely loved the sequels or you absolutely hated it, or if you're just kind of in the middle about it, we can all agree that they didn't have a plan, and it made it so the sequel trilogy wasn't as good as it could have been. Again, not saying whether you liked it or disliked it. It's fine. Anyway, speaking of horrible mistakes, the CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, our future overlord, accidentally said that a Han Solo show is coming to Disney+, but it's chalked up to him just having no idea about Star Wars and saying the wrong name, because honestly, I don't see a Han Solo sorry, I had to do that, show coming anytime soon. I mean, we have the Lando live action show, and I'm sure Han Solo will pop up from time to time in that one, which I think would be absolutely cute to see these one-off little adventures between Lando and Han going about the galaxy, but that might just be me. I showed crew merch for the Book of Boba Fett last news video, and someone pointed out to me by the fact that it has season 1 written on it, that probably means we're getting multiple seasons. I hope so. I could see Book of Boba Fett going on for a long time. I would actually love an every other year sort of thing. Mando, Book of Boba Fett, Mando, Book of Boba Fett. Do you ever think we're going to be so lucky as to get a season of The Mandalorian and a season of the Book of Boba Fett in the same year? Anyways, that was a really good point, and thank you for telling me that. I know I'm playing into Disney's grubby little evil money hands, but they released new Funko Pops for season 2 of The Mandalorian, and they're so fucking cute! The Din and Grogu one just melts my frozen heart. Oh my god. Pedro Pascal's Funko Pop looks so good. They also have an Ahsoka one, they have a Bo-Katan one, which I think looks really good. And then 2 different Grogu ones of him eating and then him having that creature stuck on his face. Though my favorite one is the Dark Trooper. That sexy, sexy stormtrooper. Speaking of sexy stormtroopers, John Boyega talked about his role in the sequels and how weird it was to be a non-white actor and the backlash that he got that his other castmates didn't get. Also, how it was really fucking weird that in the Chinese posters he was either minimized or erased altogether. So this is just his really quick quote on him being erased from the Chinese market and also how he was treated and his other castmates weren't. At the time, I would, I've spoken about it before, spoken about it many times, and, I just was kind of, well, I'm in the movie, much like what I said when I had to respond. And I guess a lot of people forgot that, at the time, I was the only black guy on the cast. and like everybody else is getting announced, and there's no people saying that they want to boycott the movie. There's no weird messages. I'm not, people are not, calling you all types of names, So the experience in itself becomes quite unique for you, right? But as you go along and all these issues pile on top, I just thought it was, quite important to say something, so it's not an elephant in the room. And I think that, more conversations have been bubbling with other actors now in different, projects and franchises. And they just, things that they notice as well. And, it's a conversation worth having, to be honest. I thought I remembered, and I could be misremembering this, and you can let me know. I thought Daisy Ridley got a lot of shit for being on the Force Awakens poster, and people were mad about that too. Was it just Finn? I swear it was both. Something I will never forgive Lucasfilm, Disney for, is how they totally blueballed us on the Force Awakens poster, having Finn holding a lightsaber, and then they just trashed his character. Finn better become a Jedi after The Rise of Skywalker. I swear to God, Disney. Make it happen. Release some canon books on it. Lastly, on the sequels, Disney Plus released a new version of The Rise of Skywalker where they fixed that ugly gray filter that was put on all the scenes, and it looks so much better. Oh my god. I don't know why directors have to make everything so drab and gritty and dark. They also correctly labeled the Jedi voices that Rey hears when she stands up to her Papa Palpatine. Finally, I'm going to talk Star Wars leaks. If you do not want Star Wars leaks and spoilers, like, subscribe, come back for more videos, and click off this video. Otherwise, here we go. A Reddit user, nonesuch42, who seems like a complete sweetheart. I actually did go through his comments before I said that because I was worried. I was gonna say, oh, this Reddit user is an absolute sweetie, and then he's gonna have something in there like, death to these people. Anyways, he shared photos that a friend took while in the Scottish Highlands, specifically at the Cruachan Reservoir. Now, my guess is these photos are actually for filming of Andor, because the Book of Boba Fett is done filming and The Mandalorian Season 3 doesn't film till later this year-ish. Andor is the only one currently filming, and if you want other news videos talked about the shore troopers and the other planet that he was on, and also the droid dragging two people upstairs. From first glance, it's easy to say this is a ship. I mean, duh. It looks like they're building a ship. But then you notice the other buildings all around it, so I wonder if this isn't a functional ship, but more like in The Force Awakens, Rey living in a vehicle to survive, and this may be some sort of village, or maybe a terrorist base. Sorry, a rebel base. Well, it's the same thing. We see they have a comm bunker, we see they have weapons to protect themselves, so Andor's most likely coming to this location, and maybe it's just another base where he gathers more information, rests before he goes out and gets information from people, and then kills them afterwards because he's a soulless monster. As they continue to build the set, hopefully we'll get more photos, but there's a chance that security might rev up as they're getting more and more of the set done, as it tends to do. But let me know what you think about these leaked images. Let me know what you think it actually is. Do you think it's a functional ship? Do you think it's kind of like with what happened with Rey? We also got more photos of that other tropical place I was talking about with the teepees and the rudimentary houses, and thinking that that was just somewhere Andor goes to recruit people for the rebellion, or I don't know, uses them for something. He seems to go to a lot of tropical, nice places. I guess it's better than another desert planet, right?